CEO. We tapping in for the Sharpshooters Morning Market Brief. Whatever we got? I think we got July 7th. Got about 8 minutes to market open. So we're gonna check out a few things, starting with the top stories on the market currently. Let me get this set up on this end with the chat. All right, let's go look at the top stories on the market today. Currently, for some reason it keeps switching me back. I don't want to see the live stream right now. There we go. So we got S&P at all-time highs, no man's land right now. So we got a lot of stocks peaking at all-time highs, overbought conditions. So right now, that's the main focus. We watching the S&P, trying to see where we could be going short term. Long term, I think we got more upside potential, but short term, I believe we could be on the brink of a pullback to at least come back and retest the highs. But we're gonna speak on that once we get to the charts. We also got Tesla dropping 7% because Elon decided he want to launch a new political party. I think that's a publicity stunt. We'll see how that plays out. That ain't really affecting Tesla directly, so I hate when they do that because that's really setting Tesla up to gain some momentum to the upside. But it's throwing the technicals off, like when they do stuff like that. So we'll see. Drake definitely will keep an eye on Tesla for us, so we'll see how that one plays out. And then Trump threatening extra 10% on countries that align with BRICS, as well as the tariffs he had already put in place that's supposed to go back into place on July 9th. He made those official as of August 1st if a deal is not made. So that's another thing that's a top story right now on the market. So with all that going on and being at all-time highs, this is not the territory to be doing any deep swings or swing trades through this data or through this current market sentiment. You kind of want to be cautious on those long positions and not necessarily saying going short and start just selling the market off, because we're still in the bull market until we not. But a lot of people are going to be taking profit here. This is the prime territory to be taking profit. So that's what we're going to see a lot of. I think we'll also see some companies coming from the bottom that have been sitting at the bottom over the past 2 to 3 months. Some of those oversold stocks that's good American companies that's not going to be affected as much by tariffs, we're going to start seeing some of those rise to the top. As far as data this week, I don't think we have too much going on. Now we're pretty clear. We got crude oil, which is weekly, 10-year note, the Fed minutes. That's going to be something to pay attention to and see what type of commentary they have on rate cuts. We're gonna look at job numbers. We're gonna keep watching job numbers leading right up to that Fed rate decision this month, because that's gonna affect us a lot, or that's gonna affect that decision, what decision they make on where we're going with tariffs. So we'll pay attention to that on Wednesday. Initial jobless claims on Thursday, and then 30-year bond. But no major data this week, so this is gonna be a good week for you to catch some nice trades without too much data affecting it, unless we get some news on like the tariffs. We get deals made on tariffs, or if we get countries speaking like they're not gonna make a deal, something like that. That's gonna affect the market. Again, we at all-time highs, extreme greed. This is where we see profit taking. If there is a time to take profit, it's here, because typically from here there is no up, there's only down. So we could keep inching our way up, but we always know when we're in extreme greed, the next move is greed from there. So let's see how the market is reacting today. We got about 3 minutes to open. and we started out a little bit higher on SPY. It's starting to drop, so we down about $3 now on SPY. We were only down like $1 and some change this morning, early this morning, so we can kind of tell like the market's ready to cool off some. We could get a gap fill and then a bounce from the gap up on Friday or on Thursday last week. Then again, we could get a break. We break that 620 mark, 620.46, somewhere up in there, and hold below there. We're going to continue lower to potentially retest these highs around 613. That's why I see us going. That's kind of where our bottom band is as well. So we begin to see a fall down to this area, and we're also finding our lower band. We could be looking for positions to establish to the upside at that point, but we'll see when we get there. Right now, we just watching this to see, how the market's gonna react. Yeah, tariffs gonna really affect the. Oh no, you said that Elon said in tariffs. Yeah, I mean Elon is not gonna affect the market as much. He just gonna affect Tesla with the little shit he be saying, man. But the tariffs definitely. Tariffs definitely gonna affect the market, and I don't think it's gonna affect the market as much as it was anticipated initially, because we've been anticipating it so long. Like, people have been making so many moves, companies been making so many moves with front loading their orders and stuff like in their inventory, to where we're not gonna see as much of an effect as we would have initially, but we are gonna see an effect from tariffs. I think we got about a minute before market open. So I'm gonna be watching some levels on the major indices. I may take a trade on like SPY or the Qs, or maybe a futures position. I might grab a futures position so I don't have to watch it as close as an options contract. But I keep y'all up to date in the group on what I'm looking at. And we got market open, especially if we get the Qs to come back up here and fill this gap. I'm gonna be looking at an opportunity to play that to the downside. I think we'll be pretty gassed if we get back up here and fill this gap, with the expectation for us to come back down and continue the downward momentum and fill this gap from Friday or Thursday last week when we gapped up. So that's kind of where we at on market sentiment. I do got a few stocks that we're gonna be watching. I'm not gonna go too deep into it on the morning market brief this morning. We'll talk about some in the group. I'm gonna be watching some levels. I don't want to jump in anything right now. We are still in shop. I'm in a shop, Shopify put, and shop is down now $1 and some change. That position's probably up. I can bring that up real quick for y'all. It's a small position. It was only a $200 some contract, and yeah, it's up $20. I think it was down 12. Yeah, so it's up 15, up 3 altogether. That was a small position though. I was really playing that for last week, expecting a potential late sell off. But now that we're coming down, I probably will hold it for a little bit and just see what happens throughout the day anyway, because it expires on Friday. We could come down here to see these lows if we gain some downward momentum. But yeah, that's the only position we got open right now as far as options. I'll be watching these major indices, like I said, the NASDAQ, the S&P, and the Dow. And we'll find us some positions to get in. There's always a bull market somewhere. So we're going to find out where the money going, and then we're going to put ours there too. I think that about wraps up what I wanted to go over this morning on the morning market brief. We'll have some more insights throughout the day as I see how the market is reacting to different data. and analyzing the the current sentiment on tariffs and Fed rate decisions, the Fed meeting on Wednesday. So I'll be watching all that stuff and I'll put y'all up on what we're gonna be looking at in the group. Remember to manage your risk and keep shooting.